Okay, let us, dear subscribers, let us switch into engineering mechanics, solving another problem from problem set 2.4, solution to 2.56 by Devkun classes. If you like the videos, the previous videos, may I request you to kindly subscribe it. Now, the statement of this problem 2.56 goes like this. Determine the forces that will be produced. The forces that will be produced in all the bars of the frame ABCD. ABCD is a frame consisting of 4 bars. Bar number 1, bar number 2, bar number 1, 2, this is your bar number 3, this one from D to B. From D to A is bar number 4, from A to D is bar number 5. Of the frame ABCD in this figure, if the external forces are applied in the same manner to the hangs at A and C. Now, what are the external forces here? Here, external force is P and the opposite point at C. Here is an external force P. They are of equal magnitude and they are applied in the same manner. Means the way this is applied, this is also applied. And ABCDA is a square frame. All right. ABCDA is a square frame. Now, if you look at the number of concurrent points, A, B, C, D, they are all concurrent points. Concurrent means passing through the same point. If you look at the point A, there are 3 concurrent forces to this side, and to one to this side. Here there are 3 concurrent forces. Similarly here this point is also concurrent, this point is also concurrent. Initially these black arrows were not given in the book. I have drawn them for your understanding. So the number of concurrent points are 4, A, B, C, D. As compared to the points B and D, if you look at point B and D, the number of forces at A and C are less. The number of forces at A and C are less. Means this was not initially given. So the only force at point A was P to this side. Only force at point C was P to this side. This was not given. This I have redrawn it. So the number of forces at A and C are less. So we'll apply the free body diagram to the points where the number of forces are less for the problem to be simpler, to be simplified. Now, now look, what will happen is like this. If this end is pulled with a force, external force P, this bar DA and AB, if you pull it to this side, this is fixed here, so these 2 bars, AB and AD, will have extension. Similarly, if the point C is pulled to this side, the bar DC and CB will be under extension. So the axial force for this bar will be away from the point A. Let it be S4. I have taken it as S4 because this bar is named as 4th bar. S5 to this side because this bar is named as bar 5. Similarly, here, when this point C is pulled to this side, the bar DC and CB will be, if you pull to this side, this is just a common sense, if you pull it to this side, this point and this point being fixed, so this bar will try to extend and this bar BC will also try to extend. So the axial force is S1 because from D to C is the bar number 1. S1 will be away from the point C. S2 for the bar 2 will be away from the point C. All right. Now, so So if you consider point B, S4 will be to this side. If you consider point B, S2 will be to this side. If you consider point D, S1 will be to this side. This S1 is same thing as this one. S5 will be away from the point D. This S5 is same thing as this S5. This S4 is same thing as this S4. This S2 will be same thing as this S2. And this one, the bar BD, will have an axial force S3, right? Now, because now you might ask why this and this, they are away from the point A. Why this S1 and S2 are away from the point C, whereas this S3, they are towards the S3 is towards the point B and S3 is towards the point D. Now this is just a simple imagination. If you pull it to this side, these two bars, bar AB and AD will be under extension, but the bar BD will be under compression, So axial force S3 will be towards the point, towards the joints. Similarly, when you are pulling to this side, of course you are pulling to both sides, to this side as well as to this side. So the bar BD, when you pull it to this side, the bar BD will be under compression. So S3 will be towards the point. This S3 will be towards B, and this S3, which is same thing as this S3, will be towards point D. And that is to be understood, the basic understanding. So let us apply the free body diagram at point A, where there are less number of forces, or you can apply at C also, where there are less number of forces as compared to point B and D. So at point A, I have drawn the free body diagram for you. I have taken this as x-axis. I have taken this line as x-axis and this line as this line. I am not drawing it. This line as y-axis and this line as x-axis. This point is A. So look at the free body diagram at point A. S4 to this side along positive x-axis. So S4 is along positive x-axis. This is your negative x-axis. This is your y-axis. S5 is along negative y-axis. S5 is along negative y-axis. And this P is making 45 degree because since it is a square, so this diagonal exactly divides this 90 degree by two equal angles. So this is 45. So this will be also 45. So that is what I have shown here. So let us apply sigma x is equal to 0, the condition for equilibrium. Now S4 is along positive x-axis. To make this 0, there has to be a force along negative x-axis. But there is no force to this side along negative axis. So this S4 must itself be 0. Right. So, I'm sorry that there is a force to this side. Because if you take the component of P, if you drop a perpendicular here, from here to here will be P times cos 45. From here to here will be P times cos 45, and S4 is to this side. And the sigma x to be 0, this S4 must be equal to P cos 45. So S4 is equal to P cos 45, put the value of cos 45, P over root 2. This is a tensile force, so S4 is found out. Similarly, if you put sigma y is equal to 0, now what is the component of this force P along y-axis? If you drop a perpendicular from this point to this point, this one, will be P times sine 45, and that is opposite to S5. So to be equilibrium, they are already opposite to each other. So their numerical values must be equal. So P times sine 45 must be equal to S5. Then only sigma y will be 0. So S times S5 will be P times sine 45. Sine 45 1 over root 2. So P over root 2 is also your tensile force. So what is the conclusion? S4 and S5, both are tensile and equal in magnitude, that is P over root 2. Now then let us apply a free body diagram at point C. At point C, right? So I have taken at point C, I have taken this as x-axis and this as y-axis. Now since this angle is 45, so this angle will be also 45. So the free body diagram looks like this: x-axis, y-axis, positive x-axis, negative x-axis, positive y-axis, negative y-axis. Now S2 is to this side, which is shown here along positive y-axis. S1 is along negative. S1 is along negative x-axis, right? Now let us to make sigma x and sigma y equal to 0, drop a perpendicular from here on x-axis. So this part will be this part. From here to will be p times sine 45, which is opposite to S1. And if you drop a perpendicular from here, from this point to this point, this one, from this point to this one will be p times cos 45. That will be opposite to S1. So that is what we are going to do now. Therefore, sigma x is equal to p sine 45 is S1, p sine 45 is S1. So it comes out to be p over root 2. Similarly, if you consider the y-axis, sigma y is equal to 0, S2 will be equal to this much, then only sigma y will be 0. So S2 is equal to p cos 45. Put the value of cos 45. So that also comes out to be p over root 2. So S1 and S2 both are equal in magnitude, p over root 2, p over root 2, and both are also tensile forces. Now then go back to point D, at this point, right? So I will draw the x-axis like this, and I will draw the y-axis like this, and I will represent S1, S3 and S5 at point D and resolve them into rectangular components and make sigma x is equal to 0 and sigma y is equal to 0. So look at point D. This is your S1, this is your S5, this is your S3. This is your S3. You can produce it here. This is your S3. Now this is 45, so this is also 45, being vertically opposite. So from this point, if you drop a perpendicular from this point to this point, will be your S3 cos 45, S3 cos 45. If you drop a perpendicular here, from this point to this point will be your S3 sine 45. So sigma x is equal to 0 means your S3 cos 45 will be equal to S1. S3 cos 45 will be S1. So S3 will be cos 45, goes to the right hand side. So now S1 we have already calculated as p over root 2, cos 45 1 over root 2, root 2 cancel. So is equal to p, that is a force of compression. And why it is a compression, I explained you, BD is under compression. Let me once again explain. If you pull it to this side and this side, this bar BD will be compressed, right? So S3, this S3 and this 3, they are towards the joint. This one is towards the joint T and this one is towards the joint B. Now, so OS3 is found out. So there is no need to then you can put sigma y is equal to 0, means this one, S3 sine 45 is opposite to this. So S3 sine 45 will equal to S5, will be equal to S5. So put the value of sine 45. Sine 45 is equal to 1 by root 2. That is equal to S3 by root 2. And S3 we have found out as P. So that is equal to P over root 2 is your S5. So I have finally summarized it. So no need to put sigma y because S5 is already calculated here. There is no need. But if you still want to find out, you can find out at a point D like this. But that was already found out here. S5 was already found out here. C over root 2. But still, if you are interested to find out here, you can take S3 sine 45 equal to S5 and make them equal to find out S5. So the conclusion is in a tabular form, in bar DC, S1 is equal to P over root 2 tensile. In bar BC, S2 is equal to P over root 2, that is also tensile. In bar BD, S3 is equal to P, that is a compression, which I explained, very, very important. Now in bar AB, S4 is P by root 2, that is a tensile force. In bar AD, S5 is equal to P by root 2, that is also a tensile force. This is something you have to imagine, whether it is a compression or extension from the geometry of the diagram and how you are applying the force. I hope it is clear to you. Thank you. If you have not subscribed, you may feel like subscribing it. Please do so. I'll be glad. Thank you.